Welcome everybody back to the PCN Podcast. This is your host Cage, alongside your two co-hosts Exile and CJ. If you two want to say hello.
Hello.
What up?
We're here for episode 11, and on this week's episode, we're just going to be going back to the basics, going over each league and what's going on in interesting bits as the season's coming to a close. So we can get started right away. Going on for Super League, we'll just list out the table real quick as it stands. In first, Real Madrid, obviously. Second, we got Orlando. Third place, Swansea. Fourth, Celtic. Fifth, Liverpool. Sixth, Portsmouth. And following the top six, we got Monaco in seventh, Milan in eighth, Manchester United in ninth, Atlanta in 10th, followed by Wolves in 11th, Marseille in 12th, Benfica in 13th, Galaxy in 14th, Ajax 15th, Leverkusen 16th, and Lille in 17th, with the relegation trio of Torino, NYC, and Leeds. Before anything, I mean, we saw that top six, Madrid, Orlando, Swansea, Celtic, Liverpool, Portsmouth. Exile, did you think this top six would be any different than when we predicted them earlier in the season?
I mean, not really. I mean, I think it's pretty close. It's pretty close. I mean, you could probably fact check me on that one. I don't know. What did we have? Did you have a list of that? Did you have that prepared? I don't know.
I think we had exactly this, except we had Benfica and Milan were tossed in the mix instead of Portsmouth.
That
Celtic
might be.
Maybe, but
I don't remember having Benfica, but I probably would have had Benfica above Liverpool, just because of the way they play. And I shouldn't, because they keep doing well against us. But you know, it's just the way that they play. I presume that they're always going to be, you know, not mid-table, but in the 6, 7, 8 range.
Yeah.
You know, right on the cusp. I know they're in fifth, and they're only in fifth by goal difference, but at the same time, they're still top six either way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Still
I mean,
4 points.
outside of that, the top six looks pretty similar to what we thought it would be, and it's not that far off, which is surprising because we're normally way off.
Yeah.
Way off base. I remember one time, or no, last season, we weren't even picked to be top six.
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah.
you guys ended up winning.
Yeah.
So kudos to the new crew for getting it right. Let's go.
Yeah.
But speaking of this top six, I mean, CJ, you can just see how close it is. There's only a 7-point gap between first and fourth. And with 6 games remaining, do you think you could see a sell in any of these teams? You've played against majority of them, so.
Regarding the schedule that is, I believe that Celtic might have the hardest schedule remaining. They face Madrid, you guys, they face Wolves, and then they face Swansea.
Yeah, there's 3 hardest matches. Yeah, that's kind of rough for them.
That is rough.
Orlando has probably the easiest one left with Benfica, Milan, Marseille, Leeds, Ajax, and Leverkusen.
Yeah, they kind of.
But let's not forget, I mean, they do have the ability to get that 0-0 draw, so they could drop points. Plus, they lost to AC Milan 3-0 last time they faced each other. So,
that's a big result.
That's going to happen. You know, I highly doubt that's going to happen again. But it's good stuff. It's unlikely though. My guess would be that Orlando runs the table completely. So that means that we have to also. Real Madrid has to do something. We cannot rest on 5 points. That's not enough, right? I mean,
that game against Celtic could decide the title for you guys.
100%.
Manchester United as well and Celtic. I mean, both those teams are non-pushover teams. United, you know, they have a good squad, even though they're in 9th. Like,
yeah,
they can still manage a way to pull a result. So it's going to be difficult for either team.
And if they didn't go on that 4-game losing skid, you know, prior to the 2 wins they just took, they might have been higher up. I mean, they might have been. That's obvious. You know, you don't lose those games, you get points. Yeah, who knew? But in that case, yeah, I mean, that's tough for them to lose those key games down the stretch. And to me, that's what separates like really good teams from those elite teams. Is down the stretch they usually do pretty well. And in fairness, Real Madrid has not done well in the stretch. I mean, we've had 2 bad game days down this, you know, toward the end of the season. Yeah, we went on a 4-game winning streak, but I mean, before that we had what, a loss, then 3 draws in a row, and then we won 4, then we lost, then we drew again. So I don't know. I mean, and then now we're facing Man United and a top tier Celtic team who, you know, are going to be looking to get revenge against us for the last time we played. I don't know.
Gonna be close for sure. And I mean, I know CJ said Celtic might have the hardest schedule, but I think, in fairness, Swansea might have it. Swansea still has to face Benfica, Portsmouth, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Celtic. Um, you know, so to talk about, easier steps to get to this title spot right now, I mean, Swansea, and Swansea is a quality team, so it's not that they don't have it in them, but that's, they're facing what, literally fourth, fifth, and sixth place right now, all fighting for that top spot. So it's going to be hard for them to muster out a result, see what they can do. Um, we were just talking about Manchester United. What do you think was the main cause for their struggle? Because they were sitting in fifth before, and then they plummeted down to ninth, and now they're, what are they? 17? Yeah, 17 points off fourth place right now. So, what do you think was a big downfall? One thing I see at least is, Bigot. He's their only source of goals, and that might be an issue. I mean, when you have one guy creating all your goals, I guess that's always an issue, right, Exile?
Yeah, to me, and I know what Golden Panda would say is that Portsmouth put them on the skid, right? Because then they lost 4 straight or whatever. But that's not a thing. I don't think that's what happened. I think when you have a down the stretch type of game and you lose, I think if you're not a team that is mentally tough enough, like even Madrid, we will have times where we start a little bit of bickering, infighting. We heard that from Portsmouth, in the chat that was posted. A little bit of that bickering that gets into people, and some teams that aren't strong enough or not strong-willed enough will start to take that shit to heart, and then they begin folding, and they start, becoming softer than kitten shit, and then they lose 4 in a row. And I don't know if that's what happened to Man United, but it's not good. I mean, they lost. They lost to Ajax, they lost to Portsmouth and Ajax, and then who were the other two?
They also lost to
Lille. Okay, I have no excuse then. I don't know.
Oh no.
Then you're
they
in the
lost
mud.
to Lille, Celtic, Ajax, and Portsmouth, all in a stretch of 4 games.
Two of those games, Celtic and Portsmouth are understandable. Even though Manchester United was top 6 at one point, those two teams are good. But no offense to Lille and Ajax, but that if you want to be a top 6 team in Super League, you can't be afforded dropping points to those teams.
That's tough.
That
is tough.
Yeah, they just maybe that is what happened, but fumbling on the camp, it does matter how they bounce back. They still could have a chance if they somehow win out all 6 of their games left and things go in their favor. They can sneak away back in the top 6. We'll only see. 2 other teams I wanted to talk about was Milan and Wolves. Now, Milan's sitting in 8th and Wolves are in 11th. And CJ, I'll ask you first because you are a part of Wolves, but we'll ask about Wolves. Do you think Wolves should be in 11th right now? I mean, with the pickups they got, Schmurda and Classy, that's a team I could see being further up in the table, possibly near top 6. I mean, do you think they're too good to be in 11th?
We're not going to be there much longer. That's for damn sure.
I mean,
well, the only game's almost over, so that's true.
We're tied with Atlanta right now, and Atlanta's going down a steady slope, to say the least. And we're only trending up. Our most recent result, we drew against Madrid, which we arguably could have won that game.
I know, but you're saying that Atlanta is trending downward, but they won 2 games, then lost. Your last 3 are loss, draw. I don't know that is technically an upward trend, but the game before that was also a loss. So, you had only one place that, up.
I mean,
I get what you're
looking
saying.
That's
it
last
also
5. It also sucks for us because the teams that we have to play next are Liverpool, Portsmouth, Man United, Celtic.
Yeah, that's a tough schedule.
And then we end the season with NYCFC and Lille.
Guaranteed 6 points? Probably.
Is it? I think we learned that Lille is not a guarantee.
I mean, Lille, fucking hope so.
Lille's a little shocker, man. I mean, they can pull out a result. Before we jump onto that, about teams like that, but Wolves, I mean, I can see them bouncing back for sure, even though they have a hard schedule coming up. But Milan, at least, I mean, picking up FJ from Liverpool, it's not that I expected them to shoot up right away, because obviously people coming in, chemistry building, but just the team they have on their own, plus FJ, you'd expect that team to somehow pop back into a top 6 spot. But Exile, Like, do you think that's too, like, should we be assuming that, or?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. So Milan won their 5th game ago. They lost to Real Madrid 1-0 on, I think, a penalty, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And then they've won 4 straight. They are on a tear right now. So if anybody's about to knock Portsmouth out of there, or Liverpool, it would be Milan. And the fact that they play Orlando after, all of this is going on, and they've already beaten Orlando this season. I don't know. If I'm 5 or 6, I'm really concerned about Milan taking up that spot. Yeah, they're 10 points clear. They're 10 points back, but you've got 6 games to go. If you slip up, I mean, and same could be said about us. I mean, we're only 5 points ahead, right? If you slip and you have 2 bad game nights, they'll come right after you, especially if they keep putting down points. But ideally, what we want is for them to take down Orlando, take down any of the remaining opponents, because we don't play them. So
yeah, it's gonna be big, but I can see Milan coming through, man. I mean, especially when you get hot towards the end of the season. I mean, I think it's a trend we've always seen, not only in Super League but just in general across the league. It's always about how you finish, and some crazy shit happens towards the end of the season. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Milan jump from 8th to like a 5th or 6th spot, knocking out Orlando 2, dropping them down to. I wouldn't say no to that for sure. I could see it happening.
Yeah.
I
mean, them and Liverpool are the best in as far as form are concerned. Obviously Madrid too, but I think we're in the negative because of the last 2 games.
Yeah. So a lot of those are the 2 most informed teams, except Liverpool's recent L. But it'll be interesting to see how Milan can work with it now, seeing they can get up to a top 6 spot as they deserve.
Mm-hmm.
A team that I kind of want to talk about is Marseille. A lot of teams that get promoted to Super League don't get a lot of talk unless they shoot up and end up in a top 6 spot or close to that.
Mm-hmm.
This team came to League One to Super League off the League One playoff, and I think a lot of people put them down. People had them as relegation candidates and anything, but they're sitting in 12th place strong, and I think their last game day they beat Celtic. And that sounds
what
people might
I didn't know that. Holy crap!
Okay. I think I remember she talking about how like they beat themselves, like they had a lot of chances, they didn't put it away, and Marseille came out with it. But
2-1 win, huh?
Regardless, coming out with a win against a team like Celtics is huge, and I think Supreme Sumo is the manager, if I'm not mistaken. So kudos to him for like, it's not easy, especially coming into this Super League season, at least with all these teams that are quality, to be honest, and finding a way to be above some of these veteran teams like Benfica. I guess only Benfica is the only veteran team, but still finding himself in that 12th spot. I mean, kudos to them. I guess they're not a pushover team that a lot of people thought. A lot of people thought Marseille would be like an easy little dub, but I think they've come in and proven themselves worthy to stay in Super League. What you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, they're also above Leverkusen, who is a veteran team. I mean, I don't think anybody had high hopes for Leverkusen, but honestly, they're a good team. If you can take on and beat a Celtic team, and I remember we struggled against them too. It wasn't like a dominant performance for us. So good for them. I don't know, the style of play they have. I don't recall. I probably missed that game if I'm honest, but I remember being surprised at the score line for them. So that's good. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, good for them. That will conclude the Super League talk for now, though. I do want to move on to League One because there is a little bit to talk about there. CJ, I'll get your insights on this in a second. So I'll just read out the League One top 6 real quick. So in first we have Sporting, second Bayern, third Sevilla, fourth LAFC, fifth Valencia, and sixth Spurs. CJ, I gotta ask already. I mean, Sporting has this League One title set and done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see your beloved Bayern coming in, but
your beloved Bayern, what?
Yeah, he's a former Bayern player.
Played for Bayern last season when we won League Two.
Perfect.
Yeah. What can you say about that Sporting team? I mean, it's not that you've had beef with them, but you always had your banter with them. But seeing them come out and be this dominant, what do you have to say about a 16-point lead?
They're insane. They've gotten progressively better every time I've played against them, and RVP, Evan Davids, and Tails are probably the threesome that I'd least likely to play on any given night, which I always manage to always play them whenever it's in a BYOT or anything like that. It gets really frustrating.
Yeah, you said it better than I could. Every game that they've played, they've just been getting better and better at clubs. And I mean, they've literally been, yes, they're in first, but on a tear, they have the best defense and the best offense in the league. I mean, you can't get much better than that. 27 goals against and 85 goals for. GG's to Sporting for getting that title. I don't think there's a mathematical way for them to choke this, right?
If they lose every single game, that'd be the only chance.
All right, Isco 23. This is your moment right now. The game is messy.
Oh snap!
Let the kid play.
Yeah, let him play, man. I mean, they got this thing secured. Let him get his title.
Yeah.
Get that youth product going. Please do it, Messi Mike.
See, I actually liked playing against those three because they give us a different look. Like most teams, they don't attack that way. Most teams will attack in outside of the build-up and really not setting up in the block there.
They just
or
go
against the block. Like most teams, like Liverpool or the teams that score against us at a good clip, they usually break out early in the counter and then they don't wait until we get set, right? This team, they don't care. They don't have any of those built-in things, and so they come at you. And I really enjoy playing against that because they bring in totally different style of play. That is, it's a little bit, skilly, but that's okay. I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed playing against Evan.
All right, then I gotta ask, since they're practically in Super League now, do you see this being a top 6 Super League team?
Yeah, I think so. If they stay together, yeah.
If they stay together and they don't disband, because I know that they've been playing with a bunch of other guys that are already in top 6 of Super League, so it's a possibility.
Yeah.
But I don't see it happening, and if they can stay together and keep growing the way that they are and keep playing at a high level, they can do anything in this league.
So would it be a stretch to say title contenders for Super League?
I don't think I'd go that far.
No, they would have to recruit. They would have to recruit higher level players outside of what they have already, which they could do. But it would also require other big teams to lose top players. And I don't know if they'll be willing to do that yet. And
I think we're forgetting the great equalizer of FIFA 22 is coming out, and nobody has played that game.
Yes.
Yet, so
new game, yeah.
Yeah. And
God, I hope defending's better.
I mean, you know how that is? Every time, there's always that one guy that, was really good on the previous FIFA, and then he's just ass. No, stop it. Stop it.
No, yeah, you're right though. So it will, obviously time will tell if these guys can retain their same form, same play style in 22. But as of right now, I mean, I can definitely agree with you guys that they'd be a Super League team to watch for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at the teams after though, Bayern, Sevilla, LAFC, Valencia, Spurs. There's only 7 points separating second and fourth, and 8 points separating second and sixth. I'll ask you again, CJ. Is it if you look at Bayern's opponents, they've beat, I think, all of them that they're playing again. Is there a possible sell job in Bayern, though? I know you guys know these guys more than anyone. And the atmosphere of League One, do you think it's possible in these 6 games for them to blow it and lose that promotion spot?
Lose the promotion spot? No.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll lose the automatic promotion because I think Sevilla is too far behind to catch them. If it was 3 to 4 points behind, maybe. But 7 is a pretty big margin, especially with 6 games left to play. And I also haven't looked at Bayern's remaining schedule, but I trust them enough that they'll end up getting the job done, unless they play Eric and Aston Villa and absolutely just want to get him out of relegation. That would be the only way, and it comes down to it.
Get Aston Villa out. We'll talk about that little relegation spot in a second there. Before, I want to highlight one team for sure, and that's Coop Reppin's LAFC. I mean, I don't think I talked about it a little bit before a while back, but these guys start off hot. kind of fell down in the mid-table, and now they're in fourth. Granted, with a game in hand on some of the teams above them, but I think that's a job well done. I mean, I don't remember the last time I was a non-league club player, right? And like we said before, these guys were a bunch of top 100 clubs players who came in, started in late night league, then they came into Euros. Now they got a team for themselves, but they're fighting for a playoff spot in League One. I mean, Exile, is this the kind of stuff you want to see from people coming into the league, the newcomers coming in and having some success?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for like qualitative players, like higher quality players coming in. Like to me, anybody can fill out a spot and win 6 games. In a 38 game season, that's not hard. What I want to see though is teams that do come in and have a style that they play and play well against other teams that are already established and like there's no negative there for me other than maybe like it makes some of the players in League One feel bad that hey, you've been here for a while and you're not able to do what these guys who have just come in are doing. Maybe reevaluate who you are and what you're about, and step your game up. Maybe watch some game film. I don't know. I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but I think the idea here is if a team like LAFC can come in and do it and be top 6 in League One, then why not? I think it's good for them.
Yeah, for sure. I'm glad Coop kind of found his way. I mean, it's not that he was nervous, but like I think there are a lot of interesting shots of whether he'd get relegated right away. But I mean, he's been able to be successful as a manager, and he's proven himself so far. So kudos to them, and hopefully they can keep their playoff spot and move on. Um, going back to Aston Villa and that area, we got Barcelona still in 16th, and Aston Villa does have a game in hand on Barcelona too. I think it would be an absolute heartbreak if Barcelona ended up getting relegated from League One to League Two. I mean, this team's been in Super League and in League One for a while now, and I don't know what's been the issue with Makino and his team. They did lose a couple key players, but Exile, you've seen this team here for a while. I mean, does this shock you? I mean, I know it does, but
Yeah, I mean,
like, I just
so
want
I
to hear
haven't
your
really
thoughts
looked at the League One table. I've been obviously focusing on not only my own team, but the league and other things. So I haven't really looked at the league table. To me, it's shocking that Barcelona is there, Dortmund's there, that Inter is in the mud, that Newcastle. Poor Leak. My goodness, Leak. What are you doing, bud? And Aston Villa, I know he was already, bereft of points. So him being in there is not surprising. But still,
Hey, he's only 2 points out.
no, I know, but that's
Yeah,
2 points out off of Barca, though, which is going to make it even worse. And the form there
True.
is just so bad. Like, I don't understand why. I don't know. I haven't seen any of the games, to be fair. I mean, other than
Yeah,
marquee
neither have
matchups.
I.
But, whew, yeah, I feel bad. I would like to see teams like that, especially with guys like Makino, who I know is a quality player, and I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. I know Italiano's brother Roberto is no longer
Yeah.
there, right? He's not playing.
Yeah,
So I'm
no.
sure that was a huge loss because didn't he have like 30 something goals last season?
Yeah, he was a key striker for them
So
when they played.
yeah, so that's tough. But I don't know. Are they that much worse than like Arsenal or?
Like from what I heard, they only lost one of their main camps. And that was that
Super
I
Classic
sucks
game?
I guy.
Sure.
Yeah, for Barcelona. So
Where did he
unless
go?
it's been a bit of issues, he went to Watford.
Oh, good for Watford. Why did he go down to League Two? Come on, man.
Well,
What are you
I don't
doing?
know about good for Watford, but
No, I mean, I'm
um,
good for Watford that they got a good player, but also like why though?
a League One Tots cam. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it sucks. I mean, hopefully Barcelona can. They do have 5 games left, so hopefully they can. If they finish the season strong, I think they'll be good.
Yeah.
But it's just that's a big if, especially considering how low they are. But we can only hope that they can get out because I don't want to see Barcelona in League Two. I don't think anyone wants to see that. Um,
No.
before we
No.
move on to League Two, though, I gotta say, a lot of people thought League One was majority a park the bus league. I mean, it would be hard to score for a lot of teams unless you were like a super team that would come down. But I think it's been more well-rounded than ever this season. I mean, I think every single team has a minimum of 30 goals conceded. except Sporting.
Right.
But to me, I haven't played League One since season 10 and 11, so it's been a while for me. But when I played, it was like you'd have all those other lower tier teams that will like get slapped on, but then all these other guys would have like less than 30 goals or something just because of the sheer parking. So to me, I mean, no, I don't know about you guys how you feel, but to me, I think it's a good thing to see a lot of goals conceded for teams to show that not everyone's parking the bus. People are actually going in for goals, going in for the win, etc. I mean, CJ, you were in League One before. I mean, the same or?
League One, when I was in there, it was like 3 or 4 seasons ago, but regardless, it was very competitive. At least it was one of my first seasons because, like, when we were just starting out in Braga, Santa Clara, we were in League One and we were constantly competing for top 6, and like every game it felt like it was a challenge because people were scoring consistently. But then again, that was also because me and my center back partner were new to PCN. We didn't understand how people played at that time. We didn't learn enough yet. But our attack was able to compete because sometimes the defenses weren't always the greatest, which might be the case now as well. Especially how the game, like, to me, unpopular opinion, the game heavily favors the attackers. But that might just be me being ass, which is very possible.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. A lot of people think that, it's defense just because of the AI blocks, but I think that's literally the only thing they have going.
That's literally the only thing.
The block.
Yeah.
A lot of goals are scored because God knows how, man. You could, I think Schmerda and a BYOT hit a double A and it ended up finding its way in the net.
Yeah.
Straight. So, I think goals are a lot easier to come by this FIFA.
Did you see the goal Money scored yesterday?
Yeah, that was unreal.
Awesome.
Shout out to Money. That was crazy.
But yeah, I think it's in part that they've kind of nerfed the goalkeeper animations. Like sometimes when a goalkeeper is in position to make the save, he'll do like the weird like flop thing, and it's like, what the hell just happened? And I think they did that to counterbalance the blocks, and so if the ball does get through, it's probably a goal. It's kind of dumb. I don't like it, but we're definitely scoring more goals. I mean, CM9 has posted that like 100 times in the Discord about how many goals have been scored on this FIFA versus last, and it's obvious. But they do have that block thing. They need to get rid of the blocks, but then how do you stop them from scoring? Yeah. Maybe better defense? I don't know how that's a thing. Maybe don't make it feel like, if you're a defender that you can fall over like a baby giraffe every time. Maybe that's just me. I don't know, but that's how it feels when I run with my pro as a center back. It's probably because of the fullback builds at center back. It doesn't feel right. I don't know, but
I think they said that they were adding more manual, like it's more control over your defender type deal. I think is what they were saying. I didn't see anything about the auto blocks, but it looks like it's gonna be more in your hand.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Jesus. They actually they brought up the blocks as a selling point last year. You remember that? And now players like Van Dijk will be able to block the ball like the real self. Like, fuck you! I don't want that. What? It's terrible.
Yeah, it really did not work out as they thought they did, I'm sure.
Yeah, now we have guys doing the splits, backflips to block the ball right in front of goal. It's like, what? Okay.
Yeah, they won't even be facing it, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was League One. Moving on to League Two, this is probably my I've never been more excited to talk about League Two, honestly. I'll just read the top 8, I'll say. So in number 1, we have Lyon. Number 2, we got Watford. Number 3, Napoli. 4, Toronto. 5, PSG. 6, Leicester. 7th place, Palace, and 8th place, Leipzig. I think the first thing on everyone's mind is the hell happened to Watford. Lyon obviously, like, I'm going to talk to them, but what happened to Watford? Because I genuinely don't know. Like, last thing I remember, they were I think they had one loss last time I checked, but they're like cruising. They had like I think 6-8 point lead against second, so like they were chilling. I don't know how they choked. I saw them making fun of Dian Crazy, but I'm not gonna believe them because I know the guy, and I know he's a good defender, so I'm assuming it's banter. But
yeah, I don't know.
Man,
you know how the pressure is at the top, man. everybody's expecting you to keep winning. There's a lot of it there, and it's this constant need to win instead of just going to play the game. It's we have to win. We have to win. It's not like when you're chasing something, you have a goal. When you're fighting off something else, it's a totally different mentality. And we've dealt with it. We had it with Atlanta in season 12, and we're dealing with it a little bit this season, but we're fighting through it. But like we had it last season, but then Midget like kicked us in the teeth and was like, "Hey, dude, we can't have this happening. We have to be better." And we ended up being better, so it worked out. But teams like this, they get to the top, then they start realizing that pressure is building. It's building. Then against a kind of poor team, you struggle, and that happens. So I don't know. I assume that's what
I don't
happened.
think anyone is expecting it, man. I mean, regardless, kudos to Lyon. I mean, that's crazy. I last thing I remember, they were when we talked about them last. We were talking about their like 12 or 13 game win streak, if I'm not mistaken, because they started off mid-table in League One. Like they didn't have a good start at all, but ever since then, man, they've been just straight climbing.
Mm-hmm.
And they only have one loss. Like that's nuts. After 33 games, only having one loss. And granted, people, League Two, whatever. It's obviously there's still competition. So to only have one loss after 33 games, kudos to them for finding a way to not lose. And I think that's the biggest thing, finding a way to not lose. They obviously found a way to win 24 times, but not losing games is so huge. And getting points at least. Finding a way to do that. That's what they did. So kudos to them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I've seen a couple Napoli guys come in our comments and in the Discord, not ever getting the respect they deserve or any credit. But I think the credit is due here. They were bottom last season, if I'm not mistaken. Like they were in the mud.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who their manager is. I think it's FIFA Addict HD, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Here they are in third place. I mean, this League Two table's changed immensely from the last time we checked it. I'm pretty sure Leipzig was up there, Leicester, PSG, Toronto were all the top 3 spots. Napoli and Lyon, congratulations for you guys for finding your way here. Season's not over, obviously. You guys still got to do your job, but way to get up here, and hopefully you guys can finish it. CJ, I'm gonna ask you about Toronto and PSG. First off, eKsiSLe, obviously they were in second at first. They were in second. I mean, at starting off, and now they've dropped to fourth. Do you see them coming back? I mean, we all know and love eKsiSLe, and he has built some good teams. With these 6 games remaining, you think he can sneak his way back up?
I mean, 9 points out of third place. I think they're likely to be playing in the playoff. I mean, I think they can get promotion. They just have to win their games in the playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that might trouble them is if Leipzig somehow gets back to figures their shit out, gets to 7th or 6th, and then ends up winning the playoff. That's the only, or PSG just turns it on and just wins the playoff. I mean, the League Two playoff is going to be very interesting to see, because I don't know anything really that much about Palace, and I don't know that much about Leicester because I haven't really been paying attention to them. But PSG and Toronto, I have been a little bit. So, I know that they're going to be good teams in the playoff. And, of course, Leipzig has well-known names from prior seasons that can perform at high level.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest, it's a little sad to see PSG they maintain their status in this top 7. Like they stay consistent within top 4 at least, but I was hoping that they'd get, instead of that little knock down, they get that little knock up and they'd get into a promotion spot by now, because I think we all want to see stay high and PSG get shot up. But regardless, I mean, sitting in a playoff spot, they do have a good chance. But like you're talking about, CJ, I mean, Leipzig, I think we all had them favored to win, at least if not get promoted. I know Yoshi left to Watford. I don't know about Abdeen and Puyol, but losing Yoshi is never too good, as he's a key striker for them. But Exile, do you see this team, coming back? I mean, Torilic is doing all he can by himself with APOC and co. But I've seen a couple times.
They beat Watford. So I mean, they can do it. It's
They
clear.
did?
Yeah,
Really?
that's the loss on Watford's record, is
Oh my.
Leipzig. So like, if you can beat a team that's in the guaranteed spot, I mean, then you can do it. But I don't know. Maybe that's what happened to Watford though. We talked about what happened. Maybe it's because Yoshi went there. That shakes up a team. Makes things a little uncomfortable for people who are already present on the team. That can happen. But I don't know. Leipzig, I'd really like to see them go up because everybody was touting them as one of the top teams. Specifically us on this podcast. We talked about Leipzig a lot. And so it's one, to fulfill our own ego. We want to be right. So obviously I want them to go up. But at the same time, like, they have a good enough set of players that they should be at least in the top 7 of League 2. I mean, let's be real.
Here's the
I
thing,
can
though.
see them coming back too.
Well,
saying, CJ?
here's the thing, though. If Leipzig does make it up, like wins the playoff, is that good for the rest of the league? Because there has been prior tendencies of these players flaking and going to another team. Or would you rather see a team like PSG, Toronto, that have been together for a while, go up and stay together?
I mean, I see what you're saying, but I think in the end, it's just the better teams deserve to go up. And, no offense to any of those 4 teams there, but I think if Leipzig gets their shit together and gets inside this 4th to 7th role, they'll get promoted. And if they get promoted, I think the guys there are serious about playing. I think it's been a little rough just because of availability issues for them. But I think if they get to League One and they get promoted, that they definitely be able to get some guys together and build something for sure.
Yeah, that's a 2-part answer for me. Like, as a person in the league, obviously I want like a Toronto to go up, a team that's been around a while, because to me that means a lot more to the organization that's there. However, as an owner and administrator of this organization, it is much easier to fill a spot in League One than it is in League Two, and subsequently, it's easier in Super League than League One. So, I would rather them get what they earn is all, because no matter what, we're gonna have to deal with the fallout afterward. But for me, as a pure competition perspective, I want Toronto or PSG. I mean, obviously PSG would be a good choice as well. Not to dismiss Leicester and Palace, but it's just one of those things. When you look at those teams, you want them to be able to advance, and
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, well, definitely we'll see. 6 games left. I mean, it's any of these guys' games, like, they're only 2 points off 7th, 3 points off 6th, so I can definitely see them sneaking in. Only time will tell. I do want to move on to the cup matches though. So first we have Royal Cup. The first legs have already been played, by the way, for these. We have Liverpool and Madrid facing up in their second leg. It's 0-0 in aggregate there. And then we got Bayern and Portsmouth, in which Portsmouth's winning 2-1 on an aggregate. I'll ask CJ first about Liverpool and Madrid, because I just want to see your predictions on it. 0-0 right now. Where do you see this going? Do you see Madrid taking it, Liverpool taking it?
Fuck, that's a tough one. I'm gonna back Madrid, and I think it'll be come down to like a last minute thing that happens too, because I think you guys are gonna be dead even throughout the game because you guys are both gonna go for it the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm to talk about our first leg with Liverpool, first we played Liverpool twice. Yeah, what is today? Tuesday, Sunday. We played them twice Sunday, first in league and then in Royal Cup. First game we lost 1-0, and then the second game we drew 0-0. I gotta say, I've said it before to them in the Discord too. They granted we played terrible. They played great. I mean, they were 1-2ing around, they're moving well and all. So it was tough. So I think if they come out with the same play that they had, and like, because teams tend to sometimes come out with strong performances and then kind of things go for one team or the other. So if they can come out the same way, they do have a fair chance, just as us, if we're strong. But hopefully we come out all guns blazing the way we normally do, and we can put it away for sure. Obviously, my prediction will be for Madrid to win. I do agree, though. I think it'll be a close game, like a 1-0, 1-1, 2-1 type deal.
Mm-hmm.
eKsiSLe, your predictions? I know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be a homer, but to me, if my team doesn't come out to play, like we didn't last game day, we didn't flat out. I mean, none of those games were good for us at all. I thought we looked like crap. We didn't move the ball well. We didn't play wide at all. And we didn't defend well against the counter, which against a team like Liverpool, you have to, or you're crap. You're going to get shit all over like we did. No, they didn't score a lot of goals, but they really could have. And it's fortunate that we have, 3 really adept center backs in there when I'm not there. So, those 3 guys did a great job in quelling the attack, but we can't live and die by that. That you can't defend for, 70 minutes of a game and expect to win. You can't do it. And then conversely, we can't defend for only 10 minutes and lose 2-0, or 1-0 as we did in the first game of the night. So it's just like, I think that the game will be a 1-0 victory. I don't think it's going to get out of hand. But I would pick either team, whichever team comes out to play is going to win that game. Like it can't be a game that Madrid comes out soft, because we will lose.
Yeah.
We will lose that game. They've proven it all season. I mean, they give me no reason to pick Madrid in this. Liverpool has given me no reason to pick Madrid. So as an analyst of the game, I mean, Liverpool smacked us around in the Community Shield, right? First game of the season, I think we drew, right? Or maybe we won. I can't remember.
We won.
I think we did win 1-0, right?
Victory.
And it was kind of, it was okay. We barely won or whatever. And then in the third meeting of the season, fourth meeting of the season, we got beaten again. And then the fifth meeting of the season, it was a draw. So it's always going to be a close game. I know we got pummeled, but we didn't have really our starting 11 at all. It wasn't even close. So, now I think we'll keep it at a 0-0, 1-0 game. I don't want it to be that, but I think that's what it ends up being either way. But obviously I have to go with Madrid. But I do think that there is no way in hell that an analyst can look at those games and say, oh yeah, Madrid is definitely going to win that tie. Yeah. No way.
If anything, it would be in Liverpool's favor, but I think we can agree, like, there's no clear-cut favorite in this game. Mm-hmm. Liverpool just runs that 4-back so well, and those players fit that system so well. And when you have players with that much chemistry in a abnormal formation that some teams aren't normally up with, and their play style, it's just, it'll cause trouble, and like it's caused us trouble a lot. It's caused a lot of other teams trouble. So, it's going to be a good game for sure, but close. I agree, close for sure. The other leg, Bayern Portsmouth. I didn't see the game, but it did finish Portsmouth 2, Bayern 1. CJ.
Oh, that was an interesting game.
Did you watch it?
I did. I watched it on Jay's
Let me hear the takes on it.
So, the only goal Bayern scored was from half field.
What?
So, Portsmouth won up 2-0. Sure. Kayoshi got frustrated. RBX'd it at the goalie. Graphics went to go turn off his lights. Graphics isn't there. Ball goes in the net.
Oh my god. So was it mainly Portsmouth dominating though? Or
yes.
Did Bayern? Oh.
Portsmouth was very dominant in that game.
It's tough.
As expected though, Portsmouth is currently a top 6 side. Playing against a League 1 team, they are expected to win. Oh, there goes Kaz. Goodbye.
And don't get it twisted, because, well, and that just ruined the entire video. So thanks, Kaz.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Fuck's sakes.
I'll fix it right now on the fly. All right, and we move. All right, we're good. So, yeah, you expect Portsmouth to do well. I mean, as you said, they're a top 6 side, but at the same time, and they have good players. Let's be real. I mean, as much as Isco God talks, he does a good job. In playing. I got to transition this. Give me 3 seconds. Perfect. Fucking Kaz. Yeah, I'm saying it. Fucking Kaz. Anyway, continue. Now that my neck is not cut off.
Yeah. Portsmouth obviously the players they have are like you have Walker and Midget, 2 Super League champions. Stride up top, who's been a consistent old-time goal scorer. They have Tolino now on their Lamb spot.
Yep.
Isco and they have 5-6 as well up there with them. Isco and Jays, Vape at the fullback position. I mean, all around they have a good team.
Mm-hmm.
You missed Deering.
Yeah, Deering at CB, my mistake.
He would have gotten pissed at you for that one.
I won't let him down this time. But you have to say, I wouldn't count Bayern out of this. Because Bayern doesn't have a bad team. I think a big issue with Bayern has been a lot of internal camp issues. Because there's been a couple times where I've seen their players just put up free agent posts. I think 2 or 3 times in the season.
If you knew Rick and them, you understand it. Like, there's absolutely nothing going on there. They just say shit to say shit to get people riled up. The Discord's it's always a mess and it's hilarious to see. But I think the only chance Bayern has against Portsmouth is if they score early
and kind of hold that, because there is no away goals, right? Or am I mistaken?
There is for this one, yeah.
Okay, I thought
this is likely to be the last one that we have away goals. We did not remove it prior to this season, so it's still there for this season.
I see. And was Bayern home for that match, CJ? Do you remember?
No, they were away.
I gotta look.
They were away, so they got the away goal. So if they get a 1-0 win at home,
the away goal off the halfway line,
then it's all of a sudden a win. A win for them. Just like how Portsmouth got the win against Swansea, though. To be fair.
Yeah.
So
all they need is 1 goal, and I like Bayern has the capabilities to do it. All it takes is 1 shithouse bundled BS whatever, and that match is sealed. They park the bus. Isco's in the general talking about how shit League One teams are for parking it. I see it happening already. But yeah, I do have to say I'll take Portsmouth on this. I see Portsmouth finishing out their game, maybe 3-1, 4-1 on aggregate total for me. Exile, your predictions?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably just a 3-1 game. Tie, I mean, not the game, but 1-0 game, 3-1.
On aggregate.
Easy as you like, yeah.
Portsmouth 3-1, yeah, I have to agree with that.
No love for your Bayern boys, huh?
I have love for them. I just don't see them beating Portsmouth. Sorry, guys.
That's fair. All right,
prove us wrong. Honestly, I want to see it, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd love to see Isco running his mouth in the Discord. That would make me very happy.
That'll make a lot of people happy.
To me, okay, do it, but I don't think it'll happen, but do it.
Yeah. And that's Royal Cup. That's for PCN Cup. I believe the cup draws are being redrawn, so we can't.
Yeah.
The 4 teams are Swansea, Celtic, Wolves, and Monaco.
Mm-hmm. And I don't.
So I think either one of those matchups.
I got to do them tonight. Tonight, baby. Tonight.
Get them going.
I'll get them posted.
That is all we have about. I mean, obviously World Cup's coming up, so that'll be something to keep your eyes out for. But other than that, that's all we have planned. I mean, if you two have anything else to talk about or say.
Do we want to go over Coppa Victoria?
Oh! I must show love to that cup. That's my bad.
Aren't you a winner of that cup, Cage?
I am.
Oh man,
my mistake.
You mean the Mega Bowl?
I mean the Mega Bowl. Yes, I do.
Not wrong. I'm not mistaken, right? Or this is last season's.
No,
this isn't updated.
Probably not. Let me look.
Mother. You guys need to fix this site, man.
Okay, stop it. Just stop.
No. There we go. Barcelona, Sevilla,
I was like, no,
Celtic.
it's there. It's definitely there, but
the brackets were mistaken. Wow. Barcelona, Sevilla. Well, they have a chance to get some silverware. Barcelona, Sevilla. Do you guys have any predictions on that one? Looking at Barcelona's track record in this competition, they beat Atalanta 1-0 in their first leg and then 2-0 in the second leg. And they did lose to Sevilla 2-1 in the first leg.
The marquee matchup, wasn't it? Or was that the league game?
I think that was the league game.
Oh, okay.
Was it? No, it was this match. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you guys? Barcelona was the away. They got the away goal. I think just because I love Barcelona, Makino, I will favor them to come back in the tie. No offense to any of the Sevilla guys, but I think Barcelona can come back strong, get like a 1-0, 2-0 win, get to the final. CJ, your predictions?
I think Sevilla wins that.
Sevilla?
Yeah.
Fair.
I do too. Yeah, I do too. I don't think there's a chance there. I think in the second leg, you're probably looking at like a, I don't know, based on the previous results, probably 2-0 Sevilla.
All right. Well, you guys, you already did Barcelona. Don't let me down. You guys got this. Get this
I mean, I want Barcelona to do well, but like, you know, they're not on the best form, my friend. I have to go by what I'm seeing.
Whoever wins that game will not win against these other two guys. I mean, you got Celtic and Sporting. This is honestly probably. I wish this was a Royal Cup semifinal rather than a Coppa Victoria semi. I mean,
this is a tough one to predict.
Yeah, their first game was 0-0. And I can definitely see why. I mean, because like we've discussed, Sporting can easily be a top 6 Super League team.
Mm-hmm.
Second game, Sporting Celtic, Exile. Who do you see in this?
Well, here's the thing. So, Celtic was not playing at full strength the last game, right?
Mm.
And I know how much quality they have in the side. So if you put them at full strength against Sporting, I think they can eke out a 1-0 win against Sporting. I'm going to pick them to win 1-0 and advance to the Coppa Victoria final.
I think essentially we can all agree, by the way, whoever wins this game, this semifinal, will win this whole thing.
It's likely. It's likely.
Yeah.
But Atalanta won the Royal Cup, not what, 3 or 4, maybe 5 seasons ago now? Oof.
Yeah, I think that was season 13 or 12 or 14.
They also gave us the infamous broken Xbox rage clip.
Oh, yes, never forget. That was much appreciated. CJ, your predictions for this match. So we got Exile with Celtic winning 1-0.
I have to agree with him about that, mainly because of experience. I think the experience in clubs is gonna have Celtic realize how they have to play the game when Sporting's gonna go full throttle at them, and they might get caught out. I just think the experience is gonna prevail.
I'm gonna go with the
go with the opposite. Make it interesting.
Yeah, I am. I know Sheik and those guys very well, and I know obviously they're super good, but I've been playing with this Sporting guys recently, and I think they're better. Better than Celtic. A lot of people that might be an unpopular opinion, but they've gotten better, and I think they can challenge and get a goal or two, squeak out a win. I could see a 2-0 win for Sporting in this, and see them going through and then winning up the Coppa Victoria, the elusive Mega Bowl.
Super.
But yeah, that's all I have. Do you two have anything else to add on? Besides, obviously World Cup's coming, but more info will be given on that, by the way, soon to come. Yeah, I mean, that's all we have for the podcast episode 11. If you guys have any comments or concerns, feel free to put it in the comment section or DM me. We'll be coming out with the overrated, underrated players episode 12 soon, in a couple weeks. And yeah, that was your podcast episode 11. It is your host Cage alongside Exile and CJ, and we'll catch you guys later. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.